Hey guys, Mr. here again for another video today, and we are back with our Vancouver Canucks franchise mode. And today I'm really hoping that we can get a good series or a good season going, and we can finally be a high elite playoff potential team. And I think we are, and we do have a very different team from the last episode. So obviously we got rid of Skinner. And I made some trades off screen. I didn't want to do it on screen, because by the time, or how long it was taking me to do it on screen, holy frick. If I had recorded the entire thing, I was sitting there trying to make trades and figuring out what was good for the team and editing lines and stuff for at least 45 minutes, roughly an hour. So I didn't want to do that on screen for you guys, but I am going to show you the new team, and also we will I'll tell you some trades. So our first trade, and I'll show you the goaltending situation really quickly. So obviously no more Connor Hellebuck, so we now have Thatcher Demko as our starter. Obviously very good and potential goaltender. Very excited to see this. So Thatcher Demko will be our starter, and we traded Connor Hellebuck, a 5th round pick and 3 4th round picks for a defenseman by the name of Charlie McAvoy. So he is one of our top 2 defensive pairing. And then another one that we did, we got rid of Chris Bigras, a 1st round pick and 2 3rd round picks for our other top 2 defensive pairing by the name of Noah Hannafin. Very excited to see that. Other defensive changes, there isn't much. We still have Troy Stecher and we still have Shane Gostisbehere. I kept Shane Gostisbehere because I want him for all the assists, because he's a defenseman that really puts up points, puts up a lot of assists. Like last year, he had 43. If you look at Stecher, he didn't have near that much. He had 36. That's not sure. I shouldn't say near that much. But looking at Hannafin, he only had 15 points. So he looks like more of a shutdown defenseman. But at the same time, he's been very minus over the season. So hopefully on this team, he can do better. He was obviously on the Hurricanes. And Charlie McAvoy's just a beast. He went plus 13. He had 33 points. So again, like I said, I want to keep Shane Gostisbehere because he really helps offensively. Then Nikita Triumkin has grown tremendously, so he's in the lineup now, and Ben Hutton as well, still there. Looking at Nikita Triumkin, though, he is 6'7". That is ridiculous. He is tall as hell. So obviously no more Christopher Tanev, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy about that. Christopher Tanev is quite something. So we traded Chris Tanev for our new first-line left wing, who's got amazing offensive awareness, amazing passing, Alexander Nylander. Look at that, 96 passing, 97 puck control, 95 hand-eye, 92 offensive awareness. His shooting isn't great, but it's fine. He's passing the puck to another first-line center where we traded Thomas Hertl, a 1st round pick, a 6th, and 2 7ths for Dylan Strome. So there we go. I'm sorry. Still very sick. So yeah, Strome is on the team as well with Alexander Nylander. So those are our 2 new pickups on the first line. Still got Sven Baertschi up here. He is looking to be like a very good potential player. Still 89 overall. Then second line, Elias Lindholm hasn't changed. Bo Horvat hasn't changed. But Denis Gurianov, we picked him up from the Dallas Stars. And I'm looking for where I wrote it down. I traded Sam Bennett 2 seconds and 2 fourths for Denis Gurianov, and he's a pretty decent player. So the third line hasn't changed. Brock Besser, Nikolai Goldobin, and Reed Boucher. So they're all listed as third line scoring forward, so that's good. Fourth line, there's a little bit of a change. We have Brandon Sutter still. We have Brennan Gaunce on the right wing. He's listed as a depth forward, but he's actually pretty decent. And then our new centerman, 86 overall, Joe Pavelski. He's listed as an exact bottom 6. He's also his role is a second line forward, though. So I have him in a few PK situations, I believe, or I think PK and power play. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, he still is a really good player, and like I said, listed as a bottom six. His contract is a little bit, but he is on his last year. That's why I signed him, because he is on his last year. And to get Pavelski, I'm looking for it. We just traded. Oh wait, so I signed a few people off screen. We've already done the preseason. So I signed Jared Cowan, Carl Alsner, and Cesarnik. I will show you that in a second. We traded Carl Alsner for Joe Pavelski, and then we traded Cowan and a prospect of the name of Tkachuk, and for a third-round pick from New York. And we also signed Tyler Myers, and I traded Tyler Myers for 2 second-round picks. Yeah, and I believe we're going to keep Cesarnik. That's what I plan on doing. And then I believe I have an offer sent out to Adam Henrique still. So, looking like a very different team. I do want to go look at free agency really quickly to see if I do have an Henrique, or do have an offer on Henrique, sorry. I don't remember if he accepted or not. Yeah, okay, so I still do have an offer on Adam Henrique, and I'm hoping he does sign just so I can use him as trade bait. That's what I did with Myers and Alsner and Cowan. But I will go look at the roster really quickly. I don't know what our tag is, so we're listed as a contender, which I think might have been the highest that we have ever been in this series, which is also really good. So still looking like a really good team. We still got Nico Hischier in the pipeline. Also Nico Escalainen. Is it Nico? I believe it's Nico. Nico Escalainen. He's a low elite, but he's already 79 overall at 19 years old, which is higher than Nico Hischier. And Maxime Comtois will be able to play in this on the team next year as well. I do want to give them some more growth. Olli Juolevi will definitely play on the team next year as well. Don't know who I'm gonna get rid of, but we've got a pretty decent team looking like for the future. Carl Grunstrom. Schluthaus is still like our top defenseman in the AHL, so I do want to look at the AHL and see where Cesarnik is. There he is. So he's AHL top 6, and he is 26 years old. He has some potential. He's 81 overall, so he's pretty decent, obviously. He is in the AHL. So yeah, guys, I believe that is it, and that is all that I wanted to show you. Yeah, so looking good. But yeah, there we go. So, like I said, much different team. Really hoping that we can do something good with this. So actually, I will show you the draft picks that we have now in this current state. But like I said, we are a contender, so being a contender could really do wonders for us, to be honest. So we have 2 first-round picks in 2020 and 2021. Here are the 2 second-rounders that we got from Tyler Myers, both from Detroit, then a Rangers third, a San Jose third, and then we just have some other late-round picks from us. I do want to look at Detroit. I think they're listed as a rebuilder still. They are. So those second-round picks could be high up, depending on how they are. And then New York, we'll see them as well. They are hopeful, so you know what, they aren't much greater, and that could be a decent pick as well. Other picks, I'm not really too worried about looking at other picks. I didn't acquire any big picks like a first round or anything, but if Adam Henrique does, if Adam Henrique does accept our offer, we may be able to use him. That would be awesome if he does, but we're just going to get some simulating done now, because, you know, we haven't really done anything. So this is the first game of the season against Montreal. We will slow sim the game. We'll slow sim the game just to see how we do. So first period, oh god, 3-2. I don't remember this kid's first name. I think it's Nick or Nikita. No, it's Nikita Sherbak. There we go. And Joe Pavelski and Dylan Strome, the 2 new players. And then Nikita Sherbak again, and Brendan Gallagher also scores to make it a 3-2 game. There has been 5 goals on 17 shots in the game. Demko, buddy, if you could have higher than like 63% save percentage, that would be awesome. Thanks. Bo Horvat ties the game on Carey Price in the second period. We'll look to see how we do in the third period. Power play for the Canadians. The Canucks kill it off. We are getting outshot. Little less, yeah, Who cares? Ben Hutton. Never mind. Max Pacioretty. Another power play. 5-on-3, 5-on-4. We couldn't do anything with it, unfortunately. Down to less than 8 minutes left in the period. Looking like we may go to overtime. Let's see what happens. We are going to overtime. We are currently outshooting them going into the 3-on-3 overtime period. We'll just slow sim it again to see if someone is a hero in overtime. No. Shootout now. Who will win? Oh, the Canadians win. Sven Baertschi scores, then Pacioretty and Emelin score. So Demko let in a lot of goals that game. If he could stop some more, that would be ideal. So yeah, Nikita Scherbak, he looks to be like a pretty good player for the Canadians. So we'll simulate a week ahead. We have 2 games, one away, or both of them away actually. Our first 3 games are away, and we're 0-1-1. Adam Henrique offer accepted. Awesome. All right, so I know I could lose morale because if I trade him away so soon, so I might just look to not trade him yet. But Dallas, can you lose to us? Thanks. Please? All right, edit scouting assignment. I'm not too worried about the scouting this year. Not, really? Do we need forwards? Not really. Do we need defensemen? Not really. Do we need goaltenders? Not really. But I'll just search whatever. There we go. First win of the season is a shutout win against the Dallas Stars. Now against the New Jersey Devils. They aren't a very good team. They're 1-3-0, but it is early in the season. You can't really tell. 3-2 win against them. Now against Calgary. A divisional... Is it a divisional or a conference opponent? I think it's a divisional opponent. 1-0 shutout win is what I meant to say. There we go, Demko. If you can keep performing with those shutouts, that would be phenomenal. So, currently at 7 points in the first 5 games, which isn't too bad. I will now go look to see if we can trade Adam Henrique. Obviously, that would be the ideal thing to do, and if we can, I definitely will. We will see. We're just at the top of the cap space. So Adam Henrique, he's obviously a very decent player, but I don't know if I really want him. He puts up a lot of points, though, at the same time, which, I don't know where I'd put him in the lineup, though. He's listed as a second-line forward, and I don't really want to send anybody down, and I have all the lines how I would like for them to be. Obviously, that would be a big boost offensively. He'd probably play on the wing instead of Elias Lindholm, but all 3, Gurianov, Horvat, and Lindholm are all listed as second-line forwards. So, I would have to use one of them in other situations, but at the same time, don't know if it's worth. How many points does Lindholm put up? A decent amount, not really as much. How's everyone doing right now? 2 assists, 4 points, 4 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 2 points, 0 points, 0, 1. Sorry, 2, 6, and 2. So, I don't know. I think we're just going to stick to what I had a gut feeling about and just trade Henrique for a pick. It could obviously help a rebuilding team out. I will look to send it to a rebuilder. Hopefully they have the contract space, so that definitely wouldn't happen. You know what? I'll add Henrique into the trade really quickly to see teams that want him and that can afford him. So rebuilder of Carolina can. I would have to take a player back, though. We'll just keep scrolling through. So Dallas is hopeful. They're 0-5-2, so they could really use the help. But we will go and look to see if I can snag a first-round pick from them, and I definitely would be able to. Dallas would have more than 45 skaters, though, so do they have a decent prospect that I wouldn't mind picking up? We will look at age, or we'll sort it by age, sort it by the youngest. So Foot obviously would be pretty decent. 63 at 18 isn't too bad. 71 at 19, no, he's not signed. I need someone who's signed. 69 at 20. Who is this? Wyatt Bear. He is a third-round pick. He's got phenomenal wrist shot power. Holy frig. He is fast. Doesn't look too bad. He could be a decent AHL player. Let's add Wyatt Bear to the trade. So Henrique and a Dallas Stars first-round pick and Wyatt Bear. Will that go through? Yes, it will. So, yeah, there we go. There's the morale change about Henrique. Sorry, guys, again, I'm really sick still. But at the same time, they are now a hopeful. I don't remember. Did it say rebuilder or did it say hopeful? But whatever. I'm not too worried about it. We now look to have a decent first-round pick as well. Hopefully, Dallas can do pretty bad, to be honest, so we can get a decent pick from them. We'll simulate up to the St. Louis game, and we lose 4-1 to the Boston Bruins, then lose 3-1 to the Detroit Red Wings, and now on a 3-game losing streak. Come on, can we snap it against Pittsburgh, please? 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 There we go. So in our first 10, we went 4-6-1, which isn't great. 5-1 loss to the Senators, 2-0 loss to the Blue Jackets. Now against St. Louis, who's a pretty decent team. We'll simulate to our St. Louis game in about a week's time. Can we beat them? 5-3 win. All right, there we go. 11-4-0 are the Capitals. They are pretty decent right now. Where do I want to scout? What looks interesting? Nobody in the rest of the world. Let's look at defense for 3 weeks in Russia. 3-2 loss to a very good Capitals team. Now against Edmonton, we beat them 4-2. Anaheim 4-12-0. They are not doing good. I hope we beat them. Now against St. Louis again, who, like I said, is a good team. We'll simulate at 2 weeks ahead. Can we even out? Can we go to 500? We can. There we go. Now 8-1, which is good. Minnesota's a good team. We can't beat them. Nashville now, basically our record as well. We beat them. We shut them out. LA's under 500. Can we beat them? No, we cannot. I'm going to talk about this game really quickly while we just simulate. We just get shut out. We just don't score a goal in those 2 games against LA, and we get, come on. All right, so yeah, I'm going to talk about this game and how random it is because it is freaking ridiculous. Even if you 100% have the best team, I've seen people who've had 99 offense, 98 defense, and I think it's 93 or 94 overall goaltending. That's their team stats, and they've been swept in the first round of the playoffs. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying a 5-1 series. They've literally been swept. There was no chance. They didn't even stand a chance. I don't understand this game. I'm glad we're doing, I was going to say I'm glad we're doing good, decent, but we aren't doing decent. We are currently under 500 by a few games, and we should be doing better. Our team on paper, an 8-4 loss. I get that it happens in the NHL sometimes, but the fact that we just can't go on a winning streak just doesn't make sense. We literally are the Winnipeg Jets of the 2016-2017 season. They never went on a bigger losing streak than 3 games, but they just couldn't get any big winning streaks either. Man, look at our AHL team right now, 19-3-4. If we could just play to their level, come on. We're 14-15-2. I'll say it again, because this game really is just completely random. Literally, it just tosses some numbers up on the screen, and then that's what it is. Obviously, you could say that because, it's a video game. It makes sense. That's what it is, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, I find it pretty stupid how it's literally just completely random. Even if we have a better team on paper, I don't know, maybe team chemistry really does have something to do with it. Obviously, trading people is a big factor and can ruin team chemistry. I've had a team before where I've won 3 cups in a matter of 4 or 5 years, I think it was. But the team chemistry was always around 89 to 95. So right now we're probably around 86, 84, ish area, and it's just not that great, unfortunately. So, you know what? We're above 500 right now. Shootout loss to the Panthers, though. Philadelphia's not a very good team. I'm surprised we beat them, to be honest. But yeah, I think we will head up to the All-Star break, and then we'll see how we are simulating by then. No trade offers. I don't care. There's nothing I really want to trade. 6-4 win. High scoring game. But like I said, man, we're doing really well in the AHL. 23-8-4. We have cooled down a bit. We were like 19-3-3. So unfortunately, that's a little bit upsetting. Man, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm almost done exams, and that means I will have at least 2 videos out a day, probably 3, to be honest. I plan on doing a lot, and I want to do a lot, so, but, yeah, so hopefully, when I'm done my exams, all summer I have, like, 3-4 uploads a day. That would be ideal, and since I do have 4 series going on right now, that would be pretty awesome to do. Now we are doing better. 27-19-3 we were on a pretty good tear that month. January was definitely our best month so far. We may have to fix some things in the AHL. I just saw someone was complaining about ice time, which obviously isn't great. So we are... Alright, so we were like under 500. We were where the Coyotes are right now. It's like basically in 6th place at under 500 at 20-24-5, and we are now tied for first in our division. You know what? Whatever, that's fine. If we can make the playoffs, we have a chance. I'm telling you, I think we could definitely do good. So I'm gonna go just look at the AHL really quickly. Yeah, the reason why we're not even doing the best in our division. Syracuse Crunch are doing insane. Escalainen's up to an 83. Holy frig. Why is this kid doing so good? Nico Hischier. Where is Maxim Comtois? What? Why? I didn't know that. Oh no, that's why Cesarnik was complaining about ice time. I did not know that. I didn't know they were scratched. Holy frig. Jack Skilly can be gone. Screw you. Maxim Comtois is coming in. And then who else is really old? I wouldn't mind. Nathan Horn. Yeah. Nathan Horton, buddy, you are also leaving the team for... Where is he? Adam Cesarnik. I was so confused. I didn't... Oh my god. I am retarded. Nico Hischier will be up there on the first line with Escalainen and Comtois, Grenier, Cesarnik, and Chaput, I think. Do I have anybody that's younger with potential? We'll go look at scratched players again. Shore, Negrin, Hamilton, Skill, Shields, Hulak, and Horton. So none of them really have any potential since they're all pretty damn old. Alright, there we go. So, Grenier will be swapped out for Nico Hischier. I say Hischier and I say Hischier. I don't know what it is, to be honest. So that looks good. Damn, I hope we do a lot better now. Having all those guys in, Chaput will be swapped out with Hischier again. There we go. Do I want Comtois in there? I think I do. So Cramarosa can be swapped out with Comtois. He's a left wing, right? Yes, he is. I'm really happy about Escalainen's growth. I did not think he'd be growing that much as a low elite, but that's a really good sign. Like, I picked him first overall, so, it obviously makes sense that he's doing good. He's got a lot of points, too. He's doing really good. Nico Hischier, Comtois hasn't played yet. Grunstrom's doing good. Chaput, Cesarnik hasn't played yet either. He's now 27, though, so will he grow? Probably not. Bill Sweat? Is it Sweet? Or Sweat? Or, like, something weird like Sweat, since there's 2 T's. Cramarosa's doing good. Grenier, Archibald, Kunik. Yeah, alright, so offensively, we look pretty decent, and we now look even better since we do have some better players in there. Escalainen, though, I cannot believe it. Defensively, obviously, Uelevi and Larson. Like I said, Uelevi will definitely be on the team next year. Andre Padan and Brandon Schludhaus, they still look to be pretty decent. Same for Brisbois. Roback, Who's our goaltender down here? Vevalainen's not even starting. All right, Vevalainen, you are now starting. If Vevalainen wasn't starting and we were doing that good, actually, I'm going to go check that really quickly. If Vevalainen wasn't starting and we were doing that good, imagine how well we'll be doing with Vevalainen. So we'll look at goaltenders again. Is he just... Okay, he was just swapped out. They both played an even amount of games. Do I have auto goalie rotations off? Or on, sorry? I must. Yeah, I must. And I think it's because I had Demko and Hellebuck. So I will go turn that off really quickly, and then we'll look at our team stats, because I do not want that on, to be honest. League settings, I believe it's in here. I don't remember. Rules, it's definitely not in sliders, I know that. Rules, I'm assuming. Let's go. Yeah, right there. Auto goalie rotations off. There we go. So now Demko and Vevalainen will be starting. Alright, yep, 91 goaltending here and 85 here, so there we go. Now look pretty decent. So we are first in our division. How are we doing for points? Alexander Nylander with 39 points, doing the best on the team. He is 10 points behind point per game, but look at it. Look at what I said. 31 assists from him. He's doing phenomenal. Troy Stecher also doing good with 25 assists. Who's got the most goals so far? Dennis Guerin, that second-line sniper. Dylan Strome scoring. Reed Boucher scoring. I don't know what it is about this kid, but he can freaking score. Like last year, he had like almost 30 goals, right? Yeah, he had 22, and then the year before that, he had 28. So obviously a very good player. So hopefully he can do even better this year. He's got 13, 49. Last year he had 22 and 56. Oh, wait, no, that's not last year, sorry. Let's sort it by year again. Last year he had the same amount that he had. Oh, wait, no, that's this year. Never mind. Yeah, he could definitely beat last year. And we're just above half the game, so if he has one phenomenal game where he can just score a shit ton, then he could even beat 30 goals. So that'd be sweet if he could. But yeah, looking good. So let's look at points. So like I said, Nylander at the top with Berchi, Stecher, and Strome. So obviously our top line is performing pretty well. Let's look at just forwards really quickly. Top line doing good. Second line, all pretty even. They still are. Joe Pavelski doing really good on the bottom line. And Besser, Boucher, and Goldobin all pretty even. Gauntz and Sutter also getting points there as well. So everyone's getting points, which I'm fine with. I'd rather everyone be getting points instead of just like one player getting all the points. It's just a better team effort from everyone. Troy Stecher, man, I don't know what it is about this kid, but this kid can freaking grow. Charlie McAvoy, an 89 overall. He's doing good. Shane Gostisbehere is still an 87. Noah Hannafin is doing good. He actually is playing as a shutdown defenseman. Only have 7 points. And it's the same thing for Nikita Triumkin. They're playing very good defensively, a +7 and a +8. If they can continue like that, that would be ideal. Did freaking McAvoy turn to a top 2? He did not. So my objective for the season, mainly, if we can get Charlie McAvoy up to a top 2 defenseman, that would be sick. I wanted to look at goaltending really quickly, which we will. I will go back and we'll see how we are doing goaltending-wise. This is Thatcher Demko's rookie year. 88 overall, 239 GAA is good, and a 916 save percentage is pretty decent. If he could definitely lower the GAA and raise the save percentage, that would be awesome. And I believe it is his rookie year. It is, so you never know. He could have a chance on winning the Calder this year. So Calder. I can't remember. I'm retarded. Isn't the Calder the AHL thing? I don't remember. I'm going to look. I don't remember. I keep forgetting, or I keep mixing them up. Yeah, alright, so yeah, the Calder Cup is the AHL thing. In the NHL, look, I don't remember what it's called. Oh no, they're both the Calder. Okay, yeah, alright, so I guess I was right, so they're both the Calder. Whatever. Alright, so, yeah, Demko still has a case on the Calder. hopefully he can do well there. I do want to look at the AHL really quickly. It's still surprising that we aren't in first in the AHL. Nico Escalainen with 34 points, doing really good. 34 points in 41 games. Skilly just got tossed out. Should I put him back in? He has 30 points. Who doesn't have a lot of points for forwards? We will look really quickly. Wyatt Bear has only played 5 games. Nathan Horn I took out. Banks is going to be taken out, and I'm going to put Skilly back in because he is obviously having a lot of points this year. So we'll do that, and I think we'll end the episode there. 30 minutes, and I swear literally 2 seconds ago it was at 20 minutes. So whatevs. Kanks for Skiller. Kanks? Is that what it is? I don't remember. Whatever. Skilly can go up. Grenier with Chaput and Skilly, then Archibald, Kunik, and Sweat. I don't freaking know, man. Defensively, still looking pretty decent. I'm going to actually put Schludhouse on the first pairing with Levy because he has really good potential. Brisbois can also go on the second with Philip Larson. Then we have Padan and Roback on the third pairing, which looks pretty decent. And yeah, there we go, boys. So we'll end the episode there. Yeah, I'll quickly look at the goaltending stats. There we go. Now all in the green in the AHL, which is good. Nico Escalainen, like I said, is the leading point man in the AHL, which is really good. It's a good sign from him. So Vevalainen has a 218, which is really good, and a 924. Both our goalies are actually doing really good. So that is great. That is ideal, obviously. And then we'll look here just to see. So locker room chemistry is at 80% for the Comets, and it's at 81% for the Canucks. If we can get it up there, we can do even better. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you all did enjoy. If not, tell me why in the comment section below. I'm going to try and shorten these episodes more, obviously, because they are pretty long, and I just get carried away from recording, and I just really like recording. So, you know what? Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. We'll look to hopefully make a playoff run. But, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching once again. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm just going to end the video.